Hey, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to Life Mastery Decoded, where I help you decode the struggles in your life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality with mind mastery, emotional management, and meditation. Welcome to today's podcast. Hey, ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's podcast, where I'm hoping I am finding you actively joining and participating and supporting a community of like-minded people. If you are not a part of a growing, supportive, wonderful, beautiful community, then let it be my intention that I give you one nugget today of inspiration towards your transformation. So if you've been listening to my podcast, you know that I have been building a community of women going together, linking arms, supporting one another in our spiritual journey, learning about chakras and energy and intentions and our words and beliefs and visualization and meditation and everything that spiritual can show up in our lives and become this beautiful transition, this beautiful transformation in our life as we go along this physical experience, allowing ourselves to grow and expand, but with the proper support. I have been talking about now for months the need for a community, especially for women, to just support us in our emotional journey because, frankly, we're emotional. That's what we do. That's what gives us this nurturing ability as mothers and this ability to hone in on our skills as far as emotions go based on the world out in front of us. So anyway, but I have something that I'd like to share that I thought was kind of interesting. And I totally understand it 1,000%. And being on this side of things, well, let me tell you. So in my community called Lady Rising, this community is to help women rise to the top of their lives, rise to the number one position in their lives for self-care and self-love, and to be able to really become empowered in their lives, change their relationships, their financial status, their well-being, their careers, their job, their anything that they want to change, and take initiative to be the number ones in their lives. Not in a selfish way, but just in a self-fulfilling prophecy type of way. This is the kind of life I want. And so I'm going to go pursue that, whatever that is. And in our group, I've noticed a couple of different times, more than a couple, I've noticed several different times that there's a couple of women in our group that are active. They are all over the place. They are commenting, sharing. They're part of our calls. They're all over the place. And then all of a sudden, they disappear. They stop coming to the calls. They stop participating. They stop commenting, they stop supporting. And I wonder about them. Amy and I have conversations like, hey, what do you think happened to Sally? Or what happened to Joanne? Or where are these people, right? And as that happens, we also understand that we may be just a short stop on somebody's spiritual journey. They got what they needed. We were able to help them up one level and then they're gone. But I'm not always for certain that is what happens with certain women. Some, yes, of course. And I get that. So as an entrepreneur, I understand that customers come and go, clients come and go. And I get it. But then when I start to find out, and it hurts me in a way of this sadness that I, as the owner of this community, the leader of this community, that I have to change these things and communicate differently. Our society is not used to the support of a community. Our society is used to, we have to fit in or we will be judged. And when we are being judged, that means we're not accepted, which then turns into, it is not safe for me to be myself when I'm in a bad mood or a low number in front of other people. They will take advantage of that low number. And I 1,000% agree. That is the outside world, which is why I'm building this community. And what these women do is they are fine to be a part of the group. They're fine to be commenting, sharing, posting on the calls when they feel pretty good. But it's when they don't feel good that they disappear. when they are so down and out, they disappear. They stop getting the support. They claim they just don't want to share. They don't want to open. They can't be there for anyone else when they're feeling that way. What this community is a place of support. Unconditional love and support. It's a safe space for you to come disheveled with your tears your eyes welled up with tears, red-faced because you just are going through something so challenging right now. So as a leader of this community, I promise to provide a safe environment for you, a non-judgmental space for you to be you, for you to be 100% you, no matter if you're a -14 or if you're a 10, and anything in between. So when we talk about a community, and I reach out to these women, let me just go back for a second. When I reach out to these women and I'm like, hey, we missed you and not sure where you were or where you went, and hopefully you're doing well. And sometimes they message back and sometimes they don't. Sometimes I never hear again from them. It's been months and I might send one more message, an email or a Facebook message or something, and may or may not hear back from them. And like I said, it's okay. I understand that we're a part of, they don't have to, we're not a cult. They can come and go as they please. But I do genuinely care about people, because when I was at some of my lowest points, low points, I didn't reach out to anybody because I knew nobody would understand. I knew that I would be taken advantage of. I knew that I would be judged. I knew that it wasn't safe for me to talk about things. And so I didn't. And I didn't go anywhere, and I didn't seek a community. So it makes 1,000% sense that I would create the community that I didn't have when I needed it most. So what is a community? A community is a place, a safe space to be you. I think there was a time that churches were like that. If you've listened to my podcast, the church was not like that for me. I could not be myself in front of the congregation. Everybody was judging me in some way or another, whether they were brutally judging me about how I was dressed or what I was doing or what I was wearing, brutally judging me, or trying to quote unquote joke, but then still apply their judgment. So it was not a safe space for me to be who I was, who I am. I couldn't be gay in a church. It just didn't go over very well. And then when I made friends, when I was here, when I moved to Traverse City and I was here and I was making friends, that I still just couldn't be myself. So I have determined that life is unsafe, that my world, it's unsafe for me to be who I am. So it only took me near 50 years to create a community where I would belong, and I would provide this for other women to also belong. So it's a community of like-minded individuals. It's a community of acceptance. We need more now than ever to be accepted for 100%. If people believe in us, if they accept us for who we are and where we are in our life, just think about what that will allow to unfold in your life. If people believe in you, if they accept you, if they support you. And if they can do that, and if you can do that for others, and you can lean on the community for that, just think about the joys that will be made and the progress and the transformation that will be made if you were a part of that kind of a community. And the other thing that a community is, it is support, but we support each other in a different way. We support each other in a way that allows you to be yourself without us giving advice, allowing the emotions to surface, whether it's anger, sadness, grief, frustration, overwhelm, chaos, happiness, excitement, joy, love. How many of you belong to other communities out in the world where you're not allowed to show excitement or love or joy because they'll be jealous? Because they don't have that, because they told you to calm your energy down. They told you that it wouldn't be fair for you to be joyful in front of so-and-so because she's going through a divorce or she lost someone close to her. Of course, be mindful of those things. But what about you? What about what matters to you and all of those emotions that surface in your body? Shouldn't that matter? And I say yes. Maybe in those communities you have to abide by whatever their rules or whatever the social norms are. But in my community, you can be who you are. You can come as you are. You don't have to show up in a specific way for us. We are your community. And when you're feeling better, you will naturally give back to the other women in the group when they need you. But if you're listening to this and you are avoiding our community because you don't feel good, that is a time to turn to the community. That is a time to lean on us and allow us to carry you for a little while until you get your feet underneath you again. And tell me, why is that so hard? Why is that hard for women when they get to that place where it's just tough? It's tough in their lives. They're having a really hard time and they say, I don't want to go on any of the calls because I don't want to burden anybody. That's what the call is for. We're here to support you. Think of communities and villages 100 years ago where women, the elders, used to be in these communities and they were sewing and cooking and showing the younger girls in the community and in the village how to take care of themselves, how to do certain things and trades, and how to provide for their family. What if you had to do that by yourself? How much harder that would be? How many more years you would have to work on some skill or trade on your own? These girls wouldn't have survived. Our community is not going to survive either if everybody who comes to it is a 10. Now it's just a gossip session, right? Now it's just a place that we go and talk about the news and the weather. We want to support you. We want to accept you where you are. We want to show you that we can be here for you and we can provide that safe space. This is a time for you not to feel alone or lonely again. So if you are under the weather in any way, emotionally, physically, join us. Make a post. Reach out to us. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know what's happening. And share with us what's going on. We're here to support you. And we accept you. And we love you. This is another one of those times where you make that decision. You make a choice. If I'm feeling good, I join the community. If I'm feeling bad, I don't. Well, if you were feeling good and you got through this transformation and you were feeling amazing, what would you tell other people, other women who are struggling just like you were? Would you tell them to just go hide under the blankets and not come out until you were feeling better? Absolutely not. You would tell them, get on the call because we're going to be there for you and you're going to feel amazing afterwards. But that challenge, that decision, that choice is what is going to either keep you low in this vibration or it's going to help you to rise above it. And I'm hoping that as you are a part of my community and my groups and you're listening to this podcast, that you are choosing empowerment. This is how you get through things. This is how you have the courage to step into your life and make the changes necessary to lift yourself up and find the joy wherever it is that you need, whatever it is that you're looking for. That's what I'm talking about. That split-second choice that says, I'm going to get on that call no matter what. You show up with red eyes and tears streaming down your face, and you lean on your community because that's what we're creating. And we're here for you. So if you want to join this community, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you want to join our community, go to Facebook, type in Lady Rising, fill in the questionnaires. When it says, how did you hear about this group? I want you to say Jen Max Podcast. I hope to see you no matter what, red-faced, tears streaming, or happy as ever. If you liked this episode and look forward to future episodes, please consider making a small monthly donation to help support this podcast. If you are looking for a community to join and have more access to me, then consider one of the following platforms. Chakras for Beginners is an energy-based community that is highly active and growing every day. Lady Rising is a sistership community where the focus is on spiritual support and connection. We hold monthly calls and talk about topics such as today's episode. We also have an online store where you can meet your meditation and chakra needs with products for your journey. You can visit us at www.themeditationroomtc.com. Thank you for joining me and being a valued listener.